Hi YouTube friends, it's Anna and welcome to another video, of course. This video will be about another aspect of what it's like to be an INFJ, and the aspect that we're going to talk about in this video is the willpower of the INFJ, which goes together also with the nihilism of the INFJ. And in my video, what it's like to be an INFJ, some concrete examples, which is my best scoring video so far. I also mentioned this briefly, and I provided you an example already of how the willpower of an INFJ can manifest and how it has manifested in my life. So the example that I used in that video was how I got my high school diploma. Because as you may or may not know, I am homeschooled, and I was homeschooled from the age of 12 till 16. And the first few years until I was 15, I didn't do that much schoolwork at all. It was really like I needed time to recover from my terrible time in elementary school. So when I was 15, I decided that I wanted to get my high school diploma. And from the moment I decided that, I got it in about 1.5 years, which is a lot shorter than other people would take for that in the Netherlands, because that's where I live. And I also really didn't spend that much time every day on schoolwork during those 1.5 years. I spent perhaps 1 to 2 hours per day on it, if I remember right. And I really feel like the reason why I was able to do that in such a short time was because of the determination I had to accomplish that goal of getting my diploma in that moment. Because INFJs are really strong in when they want something, when they are sure they want something, they are going to get it. And that's an example of how that manifested in my life. So if you already watched that video where I gave that example, then this will be a repetition, and I'm sorry if that is a bit boring to you. Or perhaps this will be a reminder, whatever. So strong willpower is one of the strongest qualities that an INFJ has, and that strong willpower comes from NI hero, introverted intuition hero. And I think there is a lot of amazing information about MBTI on the internet, about cognitive functions in general. But when it comes to introverted intuition, that is the one cognitive function that I really disagree about with, like, what most people on the internet say about that. To me, it's a very misunderstood cognitive function. And you could say I follow the definition of C.S. Joseph, which is a YouTuber that also does content on MBTI. And like the definition of introverted intuition that a lot of MBTI people use, it is very mysterious, and I cannot say I completely understand it, because it's basically all about the mystery, and that there's not really much to know about that, I feel. But my definition of introverted intuition that I follow is mostly connected with willpower. Introverted intuition hero, they have a very clear idea about what they want in life. They have a very clear vision of the future, and they will do whatever to get there. And because they have such a strong vision, because it is so clear, I feel like they are really good at manifesting the thing that they want as well. So, okay, INFJs have really strong willpower and they are really good at getting what they want. But the very difficult thing for INFJs is when we get into a situation where we don't know what we want, or where we get in a situation where we feel out of touch with what we want. When we are in a situation doing things that are not in alignment with our long-term goals or long-term desires, then that can really, really be a problem for us. And that can really lead to a feeling of nihilism. Perhaps you could hear my cat making a sound. She's also in the room. I can say I have been in that place of not knowing what I wanted a few times now. The worst time was when I was 18, and that was after I did homeschooling, and then I did a few years of studies, and then I was just really confronted with that I didn't know what I wanted, and the only thing that I knew that I really wanted was to be in connection with people. So in the end, the solution for that situation was to actually go into a situation that enabled me to be around people as much as possible. To summarize it, so I was in a community for a few years, spending time with people almost nonstop, and that was really, really the right decision for me because I learned so much in that period. But also recently, around last summer 21, I also had a moment where I really felt like what I am doing right now, it doesn't feel like it's truly in alignment with what I want. I don't feel alive in this situation. I feel like I am enduring this situation. I don't really see the point of what I am doing here, because I was in a university. I had just started my new studies. My major was called humanistics, although we don't call it major, but just read to understand. And I felt really like I was in the wrong environment. I'm going to tell you an anecdote just to give you an example of what that felt like. We were having a lecture, and the professor was talking about this kind of prank scientific research. And the prank was on the political correct community. So the professor said that prank was really painful for the political correct community. And when he said that, I really, really almost started laughing. Because, I watched people like Jordan Peterson and other people that are perhaps closer to conservative way of thinking, at least people that quite strongly speak against political correctness. So in my mind, that must have been a joke, but then I realized I was the only person in the room that thought that was funny. So I stopped myself just in time from laughing, and I was like, shit, everybody around me here is probably a fan of political correctness. And that was weird. That's when I realized, like, this is not the right place for me. So I didn't know, I felt like that was not the right situation for me, not the right university for me. But I really didn't know what else I wanted in that moment. So then I got coaching from C.S. Joseph, and he really helped me in that moment. Because he also came from really understanding INFJs, and he really helped me along saying the right things. So I want to give credits to him for like the recommendations I'm going to give you if you are also in a situation where you feel like you don't know what you want to do. So if you are an INFJ and you don't know what you want to do in your life, you don't know what you want, or at least if that's how you feel, the thing to do is to really sit down and make a list of the things that you want. You can make it in order of priorities or not, whatever. But just really primarily focus on what do I want right now? What things make me happy when I think about them? What things do I want to accomplish? What dreams do I have? It doesn't matter anything. It doesn't have to be that concrete as well. It doesn't have to be big. It can also be small. Like I really want to eat an avocado sandwich right now. It doesn't matter. Just write down what you want. And then once you've written that down, it might be really helpful to talk with somebody about that. Because INFJs are so socially oriented, I would say. It might help you to talk with someone about that. And the next thing to do is to look at those things that you want and really focus on what decisions can I take right now that will lead me towards that thing that I want, that goal of mine, as directly as possible. And that is the path that you are following right now. Your path is always leading towards the things that you want. That is a very important advice for INFJs to follow in life. Focus on what you want. And always move towards those things that you want. But in small steps often. Take your time to get there. But yes, stay focused, go in that direction. Don't let social pressure or anything take you away from that. So I think in the moments where I felt I didn't know what I wanted, that really just came from me wandering away from that list of things that I wanted. It was always that through some social pressure or expectation that I felt people would have of me, that I wandered off from these goals. And the thing is, for an INFJ, following this path of what you want is just so incredibly important. I personally experienced that if I am not on that path, that life really starts to feel very nihilistic. Because we are really just driven forward by those goals. And if you don't feel like the path you are walking on is going towards that goal, it feels pointless. Because why am I doing this? Why am I putting in this effort? Why am I abandoning my own values to do this thing day by day, even though I really don't care about it that much at all? Like, who am I doing this for? There's also an element of impatience that comes with that. I think INFJs have the potential to be very patient if As long as we can see that our patience is part of that path forward towards our goal. But if we feel like the patience is pointless, like if you don't understand what you are really waiting for, then it's really, really hard on us to have that patience. Like that patience has to serve a clear purpose that we understand. It is very hard for INFJs to just do something and endure something for the sake of it. So if we are in a situation that we don't like, and we are in a situation that doesn't directly lead towards any of those goals, it feels terrible. It feels really like we have to endure that situation, and it's super hard to do that. There are many other types that are much better at enduring difficult situations that don't directly lead to anything better. Like an ENTP, they are very good at just doing their full-time job, just earning the money, and as long as they're like okay with the job that they are doing, they can endure that situation for a pretty long time. But an INFJ really needs to be constantly focused on why am I doing this, and they really need to feel that purpose behind what they are doing. So I've personally experienced that it was actually pretty hard for other people to understand that dynamic within me, especially SJs and even NTPs. They are much more made for this enduring dynamic, and it can be really okay for them to just wait around a bit and endure a situation. But for INFJs, that's really, in general, not a good situation to be in. I think if you feel like you are enduring a situation and there is not a clear moment inside when like that will change, like if you only have to endure something for a few months, you can consider doing it. But again, you have to really feel like it is serving a purpose, because otherwise you are going to get into this very nihilistic state. And to my experience, I've really felt like that nihilistic feeling, that I wasn't focused on the things that mattered to me. It really brought me down in a very broad sense. It's not just about knowing what I wanted in life, but I also in social situations, for example, or my creativity, it all feels completely blocked by this black cloud of nihilism that nothing matters. INFJs need to be constantly focused on the things that matter to us. And if we are focused on those things and we put our willpower into accomplishing our vision, we can do basically anything. I think that's it for this video. If you want to share anything about this video or something else, or you have questions, feel free to comment in the comment section. I love to read comments, they are amazing. And I really feel encouraged by the stuff that you guys write to me sometimes. If you like this video, definitely give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel so you will be updated on when I post next. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.